Welcome to your news report.
All right.
Today, we're going to be focusing on all the key developments in Faroe's politics and business.
Okay.
And of course, as always,
Yes.
ending with a comprehensive weather update
Of course.
for you.
Yes.
You can find more in-depth videos like this on the PalsFundamentals YouTube channel and website.
Yes.
The sources are linked below.
Let's get started with politics.
Okay?
There's a new member in the Lugting,
Okay.
the Faroese parliament.
Yes. Jorn Polsdottir has taken a seat representing the Mivslokkur in the Center Party.
Correct.
But it's not due to a general election, is it?
No, it's not a general election.
Yeah,
It's because Jenna Savrana is on leave.
I see.
So Jorn Polsdottir, she's a biologist,
Okay.
runs an environmental consulting firm.
Okay.
She also co-authored a book called Fuglar Okara,
Okay.
which means our bird.
Our birds.
Yes.
Okay.
And in the last election, she got 71 votes.
71 votes. And as you know, for the Miflokkerin, this is a notable moment. Yes.
Regarding female representation.
Yes, absolutely. This is only the second woman
Yes.
to represent them in Parliament.
Right.
The first one was Charlotta Avali Olsen,
Okay.
but she was only a substitute member some years ago.
I see.
Oh.
Staying with the electing.
Yes.
There are some proposed changes to how Parliament itself operates.
Yes. The presidency of the Lecking
Okay.
has put forward a proposal
Okay.
to change the parliamentary rules. And the main point here is to increase the authority
Okay.
of the Foreign Affairs Committee.
Okay, so what kind of increase in authority are we talking about here?
Well, the proposal suggests that the Foreign Affairs Committee should be able to summon the Prime Minister
Okay.
or other government ministers
Uh-huh.
to meetings to provide information on specific issues.
Okay.
Even if these issues are not subject to formal consultation under the Constitution,
I see.
they would also have the power to request written information.
So this is about the committee being able to seek out information more proactively. Yes,
From the government.
that's the idea.
Okay.
But of course, the Prime Minister or the ministers would decide if the information is confidential.
Right.
And standard confidentiality rules would still apply.
Moving to another area of Faroe society, there's a legal matter involving media professionals.
Yes, Faroese Milafolk.
Okay.
That's Faroese media professionals.
Right.
They are suing the government
Okay.
because they believe that the government is refusing to recognize their right to negotiate their own collective agreement.
Okay. Could you give us a bit of background on why this has come about?
Well, this situation arose after an agreement between the Ministry of Finance
Mm-hmm.
and Starfsfélagi,
Okay.
a trade union,
I see.
expired.
Okay.
And Faroese Milafolk then tried to negotiate
Okay.
with the Ministry of Finance and the Prime Minister.
Mm-hmm.
But these negotiations were unsuccessful.
Okay. So their position is that media professionals in public service should have this specific right to their own agreement.
Exactly. They argue that, media professionals in public service media should have the same right to their own agreement
Okay.
as other professional groups in the Faroe Islands,
Right.
and as is the case in neighboring countries.
Okay. Now let's turn to some developments on the international stage with trade involving China.
Yes, the Faroe Islands and China have signed 2 new sanitary protocols
Okay.
regarding caught fish,
Okay.
fish oil, and fish meal.
Okay, so what does this mean in practical terms for Faroe's exports?
It means that the Faroe Islands can now export all types of fish,
Okay.
shrimp and shellfish,
Huh?
to China.
Right.
This means that the 2016 mackerel protocol is no longer valid.
Okay.
So this is a considerable expansion.
Right.
And
What about the fish meal and oil?
yeah, the veterinary agency is currently working on an approved health certificate
Okay.
for export of fish meal and oil to China.
Mm-hmm.
All processing plants and vessels that want to export to China need to be on an approved list. But this list is still pending final approval from Chinese authorities.
I see.
So this is an important step
Okay.
in improving trade relations.
Shifting to business news, there's information about Elon Musk's company, SpaceX.
Yes. It looks very likely that SpaceX will begin to offer internet and mobile communication services in the Faroe Islands.
Okay.
Their subsidiary Starlink Faroe Islands has now been registered
Okay.
in the Faroes Company's registry.
This isn't the first time we've heard about Starlink's potential arrival, is it?
No, you're right.
Yeah.
Starlink applied for a telecommunications license before,
Mm-hmm.
but it was denied because they were not registered in the Faroe Islands.
So this registration is a key step to resolve that issue.
Exactly.
Okay.
Following this registration,
Mm-hmm.
the Telecommunications Authority has confirmed that they have received a new application
Right.
from Starlink.
For context, Starlink operates using a huge number of satellites, right?
Yes, Starlink has over 7,000 satellites in orbit.
Wow.
Um, and
And it's worth noting that satellite internet already exists in the Faroes, doesn't it?
yes, that's correct.
Yeah.
Vikmar already offers satellite connections.
Okay.
And Kringvarpi, the Faroes Broadcasting Corporation,
Right.
uses Starlink for backup communication.
Okay, moving on to vehicle registrations.
Yes.
There seems to be a downward trend.
Yes, there are fewer cars
Yeah.
being registered.
Can you give us some specific numbers?
Yes. In the first 3 months of this year, 243 new passenger cars were registered.
Okay.
That's 78 fewer than the same period last year,
Wow.
a decrease of 24%.
Okay.
In March alone, 88 fewer vehicles were registered,
Mhm.
a 32% decrease.
Okay.
Imports of used vehicles also decreased significantly.
Oh.
Only 64 were registered in the first quarter,
Okay.
compared to 151 last year,
Mm-hmm.
a 57% decrease.
Switching to financial news.
Yes.
Betri Trigging, the Faroes insurance company, has
Yes.
released its 2024 results.
Yes, Bitry Trigging announced a profit of 79 million DKK for 2024
Okay.
after tax.
Despite a record number of claims,
Yeah.
what was the reason for that?
Well, in 2024, they had nearly 14,000 claims.
Wow.
That's the highest number ever.
Mm-hmm.
This was due to significant sea and land damage,
Okay.
and also the storm in January,
Right.
which alone resulted in around 1,300 claims.
Wow. So a huge number of payouts, but they still achieved a profit.
Yes, their insurance revenue actually grew by 8.2%,
Okay.
reaching 540 million DKK.
Wow.
They attributed this to increased activity, new products,
Okay.
more customers and price adjustments.
Right.
And
And they're also providing a bonus to some customers, I understand.
yes, Bitry Trigging is paying a bonus of 7.5 million DKK
Wow.
to private customers who did not make any claims in 2024.
Okay.
They also reported a solvency coverage of 273%.
Now, there's also news regarding the oil company Atlantic Petroleum.
Yes.
It seems like they're in a pretty critical financial situation.
Yes, Atlantic Petroleum is in a critical situation, and they might not survive if they cannot reach an agreement with its creditors.
So what's the latest on that?
Negotiations with major creditors are in the final stages,
Okay.
but a solution within the deadline is uncertain.
Mm-hmm.
The company currently only generates income from the Orlando oil field in the North Sea, which is insufficient.
Okay, so the coming days are pretty crucial for them.
Yes, the outcome of the debt negotiations is expected by Friday,
Okay.
and the 2024 annual report will be presented on April 30th.
All right, finally in business news, there's an update on some environmental research.
Yes, the research organization FARM
Okay.
participated in the Biostandard project in 2024,
Okay.
which was funded by the Nordic Council of Ministers.
Okay.
The project aimed to standardize the initial step of environmental DNA,
Right.
or eDNA,
Yeah.
plankton surveys,
Okay.
specifically the sampling.
Okay, so what was the aim of this standardization effort?
Well, research was conducted across the North Atlantic,
Mm-hmm.
North Sea, and Baltic Sea
Oh.
to determine the minimum seawater volume
Okay.
for reliable results
Okay.
in plankton biodiversity eDNA analysis.
Mm-hmm.
A report on the work and results.
Okay.
Reliable environmental DNA detection of planktonic biodiversity. Minimum sample volume for DNA metabarcoding.
Catchy title.
Yes,
Okay.
has been published as a Temenord report.
Mm-hmm.
FIRM has been actively involved in eDNA research and standardization.
Okay, moving to some more immediate news. There was a traffic accident.
Yes, 2 men were hospitalized for examination after a traffic accident on Vatnavegar in Vigar this morning.
Okay, so what are the details we have?
A car driving from Mjødvagar towards Vatsoyar went off the road.
Mm-hmm.
The 2 men in the car
Right.
were taken to the National Hospital
Yeah.
for examination.
Mm-hmm.
Their injuries are not believed to be serious.
And has the cause of the accident been determined?
Not yet. The men have not yet been questioned,
Okay.
and the cause of the accident is unknown.
Mm-hmm.
There is no suspicion of alcohol involvement, and the speed of the vehicle is unclear.
Let's turn our attention now to the weather forecast
Yes.
for the coming days.
Yes.
So today, Wednesday, April 2nd, a high-pressure system
Yes.
is influencing the weather,
right.
bringing stable conditions and low cloud cover.
Yes.
Another high-pressure system is moving eastward.
Right.
And will merge with the existing one,
Yes.
forming a ridge over the Faroes for the next few days,
Yes.
which should mean light winds and dry weather.
Yes.
So can you give us some more specifics for today and tomorrow morning?
Yes, we can expect a fresh breeze to fresh wind from the south today.
Okay.
Partly cloudy skies with sunny spells. Dry.
Okay.
Later today, the wind might increase to a fresh wind up to a moderate gale from the west-northwest.
Okay.
Overcast skies and a chance of showers.
Okay.
The wind will then shift to a northwesterly direction this evening, becoming a fresh breeze to fresh wind again.
Okay.
Clearing skies and generally dry later.
Okay.
Tonight, light to fresh breeze from the northwest. Partly cloudy skies and dry.
Okay.
Temperatures today, 6 to 9 degrees Celsius.
Okay.
Possibly higher in some areas.
Okay.
And tonight between 1 and 6 degrees,
Okay.
with possible below freezing temperatures in higher areas.
Okay. And what about the forecast for Thursday?
Thursday, light breeze from the north.
Okay.
Generally clear skies with sunshine,
Okay.
dry.
Mm-hmm.
In the afternoon, the wind will likely become a light to fresh breeze from varying directions, later becoming easterly.
Okay.
Partly cloudy and dry.
Mm-hmm.
Daytime temperatures between 5 and 7 degrees,
Okay.
dropping to 2 to 5 degrees overnight,
Okay.
possibly down to an extra 1 degree in higher elevations.
Okay. What about Friday?
Friday light to gentle breeze from the east,
Okay.
turning southeasterly later,
Mm-hmm.
mostly a light breeze,
Mm-hmm.
cloudy with some sunny spells and dry,
Okay.
becoming partly cloudy overnight.
Okay.
Temperatures between 4 and 6 degrees during the day,
Okay.
and 2 to 5 degrees overnight.
And the weekend outlook.
Saturday light to fresh breeze from the south.
Okay.
Coming a light breeze in the afternoon,
Mm-hmm.
partly cloudy and dry.
Uh-huh.
Temperatures between 6 and 8 degrees during the day,
Okay.
and 4 to 6 degrees overnight.
Okay.
Sunday light breeze from the south,
Okay.
overcast and generally dry.
Mm-hmm.
Temperatures between 6 and 8 degrees during the day,
Mhm.
and 4 to 6 degrees overnight.
Okay.
Monday light breeze from the south,
Mm-hmm.
variable cloud cover,
Okay.
and a chance of some showers.
Okay.
Temperatures between 6 and 8 degrees during the day,
Mhm.
and 4 to 6 degrees overnight.
So that gives us a pretty comprehensive look at the weather ahead.
Yes, a period of relatively settled weather overall.
That concludes your brief news report for today.
Okay.
We covered key developments in Faroe's politics and business, along with a comprehensive weather forecast for you.
Mm-hmm.
Remember to visit the PalsFundamentals YouTube channel and website for more in-depth content.
Yes.
The sources are linked below.
Okay.
So take care. Bye.